My most influential teacher was Mr. Monreal. I chose Mr. Monreal because he always inspired me to strive for bigger and better goals. He showed me that I was the only person who was keeping myself back and that I had to stop being my own worst critic. I always felt like he was in my corner cheering me on, and his endless support helped me get to where I am today. He showed me that it's okay to make mistakes, but still held me accountable for my actions, and he showed me that I had to take pride in everything I was doing, and if I couldn't do that, that I was doing something wrong. I always knew that if I ever needed motivation or just to talk to somebody, he was always someone that I could go to. Thank you for a wonderful past 3 years, Mr. M. I'll miss having you as my teacher.
My most influential educator would have to be Dr. Bratch, or Dr. B, as everyone knows her. Dr. B was my chemistry teacher my sophomore and junior year, and my environmental science teacher my senior year, so she's really been a major part of my time in high school. Her classes weren't the easiest. I mean, AB Chemistry had some difficult coursework, but Dr. B always made coming to class interesting. I know that some of my best memories from high school were made in Dr. B's classroom. But what really made her a great teacher and what made her my most influential educator was that she saw the potential in people, the potential in me, and would always try to push me to be my best, even if that meant being a bit blunt at times. There were definitely days I didn't want to hear it, but Dr. B definitely helped me understand what I'm capable of, and I'm really grateful for that.
The educator I would like to honor is Mr. Stewart. While I appreciate all of my teachers and how they've prepared me for college, Mr. Stewart stands out because he has been with me for all 4 years of my high school career. Mr. Stewart is not someone who comes to school, works from 8 to 3:30, and then goes home. He stays at school before and afterwards to help us prepare for all of our UIL competitions and TMEA. Mr. Stewart has also put in lots of hard work into all of our choir events like the Broadway show, our choir socials, the choir banquet, and many other choir events that bring us closer as a group and as an ensemble. Mr. Stewart takes both the actions of our choir and our image as a choir very seriously. Whenever we bring up the excuse, what the other kids are doing, he says, well, I don't care what they're doing, you're Angleton and you're going to represent us well. His attitude in having us be our very best and drawing it out of us with love and encouragement has made me a better student, a better worker, and a better leader, and I cannot begin to thank him for that.
I chose Ms. Doss as my most influential educator because she has made me applying for college so easy and smooth. I am so grateful for her, and I would not be where I am at without her.
Hi, my name is Annabelle Matchett, and I'm an AHS senior class of 2020. The teacher who had the most impact on me throughout school would be Coach Briggs. Coach Briggs is a high school volleyball and soccer coach and was one of my volleyball coaches for 3 years, freshman through junior year. Not only is she a great coach and a great teacher, but she's someone I could always depend on if I needed help with something or if I just needed someone to talk to. She was an inspiration every day to do better and be better for myself in every way I could. She was always so supportive throughout everything, and I'm so thankful and appreciative to have had someone as great as her in my high school experience.
To Mr. Grable, soon we will address each other by our first names, as most adults do. Soon we will only catch a glimpse of each other perhaps once a year, if that, as I begin my life outside of Angleton and you continue yours there. Soon we will only be mere memories of each other, slowly fading over the years as I meet new peers and colleagues and you meet new students. To be honest, I don't remember a terrible amount of your class when I was a 7th grader. I think everyone at that age is so unbelievably concerned with themselves that nothing else really matters. I vaguely recall scuttling around the junior high as a scout in the Union during the Civil War, dancing in a circle around the classroom with my friends to tribal music. I think Dances with Wolves was thrown somewhere in there as well. But those flickers of memory were nothing compared to the most important part about that time in my life. You. You were the most important part. I admired the way you could teach a group of rowdy preteens while being a wealth of entertainment at the same time. I enjoyed our talks about rock music, especially when you actually agreed with me. But something you and I both know now is that you, aside from my parents, sister, and close relatives, have been my biggest cheerleader during the hardest point in my life. This year in particular, despite the separate circles we run in and the distance between us, you have kept me alive. I have so many reasons to give as to why, but with the time I'm given, you being able to know that fact is enough. There's a lot I owe to you for being so amazing during my time at Angleton. That's why I've chosen you, out of so many incredible educators, to have been the most influential in my life. You are one of the best people I've ever had the pleasure of meeting, and I will always value the time we've had together. Thank you, Mr. Grable.
For my most influential teacher, I chose Miss Adams. She was my journalism teacher all 4 years, and I can say for certain she changed my life. She helped me develop my writing skills, but also my self-confidence and discipline. The yearbook room was my home away from home, and Miss Adams always had her door open for me. Because of her, I developed a passion for journalism, and now I work for the local paper, something I never would have thought of if it wasn't for her. She motivates me when I am down and always pushes me to do better, but has always had patience and understanding when I needed it. I'm a better person, teacher, and leader because of her. She got me out of my shell my freshman year, and her extroverted, vibrant personality is infectious. Even though she has kids of her own, she always makes time for her journalism students before and after school, and is always dependable and hardworking. We have spent countless hours after school working on the newspaper and the yearbook, and those are memories that I will treasure forever. She has continued to keep in touch even though we are not in school, and I know she genuinely loves and cares for all of her students. I love her like family, and that will never change. My first period my freshman year was Journalism 1, and even though I had off periods, the last 2 for my senior year, I always find myself in her classroom. She was the first and last face I saw my 4 years, and that's something I will always be grateful for.
Hi, I'm Kennedy Swank. When I was asked to choose my most influential educator, I had a very hard time choosing because I've been blessed with so many amazing teachers during my 13 years in Angleton ISD. However, I would have to say my most influential educator would be Miss Kirsty Davis, my 8th grade Pre-AP English 1 teacher. She taught me not only to be a good student in the classroom, but a good person outside of the classroom as well. Ms. Davis is a teacher I can always stay in touch with regardless if I'm in her class currently or not. I'm very thankful for the bond we created as we've carried it throughout my high school career. She's always showed interest in my extracurricular activities, which has meant a lot to me. I'm very thankful for the memories we made together. Thank you, Ms. Davis, for everything you've done. You rock.
I chose Miss Hinson as my most influential educator because she was always the teacher who pushed me and motivated me the most. She always saw the full potential I had and pushed me to become a better student and a better person. I am so thankful for the guidance you have given me over the past 2 years. You have no idea how much it means to me. Love you a long time, Miss Hinson.
Hey, I'm Erin Mendez. For my most influential teacher, I've chosen Claire Grassman, who was my 7th grade language teacher and who I feel was a one-of-a-kind person with such a golden heart and the most contagious joy. Being around her, you can really see that she has so much love, dedication, and passion for what she does, and that she genuinely cares about making a difference in her students' lives, and that she has a clear priority for making her classroom feel like a safe space in which her students are welcomed, supported, and in which they feel like they truly belong. When I look back at that class, I think it's always going to hold a very special place in my heart because I remember that time as filled with genuine laughter, and I remember feeling so connected to all of the people in that classroom, which is something that I feel is really hard to accomplish and not very many people can do. But thank you, Miss Grassman, for everything that you've done. To this day, because of you, I feel like I've strived to be the best version of myself that I can be. So thank you for that.